So the session you're about to watch that I did with Stephen, which is very, very brief, because I cut out quite a lot of the kind of the middle stuff, just so you got the main points, is a session we'll be looking at how the sea is eroding away softer parts of sandstone, and this relates into the session I've been talking about that we run at Art Growth. So the only thing you really need for this is, well, you need to bring anyway, is a cup of water, or a cup that you can put water in even. And you also need to be in an area where you can have access to sand or something similar to sand, so that kind of same consistency, and then just normal rocks basically. And the idea is what you're going to do is take the rocks and build a structure, but in between all the structures, or in between all the rocks, you're going to use the sands to prop them up and support them and this kind of things. And then once this is done, you get your cup of water and you'll pour that through, and that will then you'll be able to watch and see how the sand goes away because it's softer than the rocks around it, and how that affects how the rocks sit and where they go. And the other thing that we'll do as well, after we kind of looked at actually just the water by itself, is then chuck some very small pebbles into it, and in that way you can watch how actually if the pebbles are running through it as well, how that then affects it at the same time, because actually with more pebbles in the water, there's more stuff churning away that sand, and meaning it's going to erode more. And it relates back into looking at how the caves that are both formed and things like arches and stuff like that. So we'll try and build various different structures that will relate into it. So yeah, enjoy. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at sandstone erosion, and we're going to be building a little structure out of these rocks, but filling it up in between the gaps with this sand, and then we're going to pour water through it and see if all the sand dissolves and goes away. So, Stephen, let's build this up. Right, doing that. Now what I want you to do is from this side, I want you to try and pour it through the structure and see what happens. Nice, so you can see how all the sand starts to pour away. So we'll go get another cup. You can see that all the sand has started to disappear. That has the little rocks in it. What should happen is that they should break away a little bit more than just the water, because there's actually hard stuff in it. So we'll see if that works. There we go, look at that. You can see that actually there's more force behind that one. So because it's losing its structure and all the sand is starting to melt, it means it falls apart a bit. So you can see that the structure being built was a very, very small one. However, if you had a bigger group like I would want to have, You could either break them into twos and they could build smaller ones, or you could bring them all together and you could actually build something a lot bigger. And you could even bring something that's a lot better for carrying water. So you could bring a bucket rather than a cup. And you could do that with a bigger structure because it'd be, again, easier to see rather than having to look in and see where it's been eroded away. But otherwise, I think it actually gives a really good representation of where the sandstone is softer. It means that the water is more likely to dig it away. And that's what we would look at if I went to our growth of the group.